Hi, I'm Breck with the Nocturnal. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. First off, you look gorgeous. Your skin is amazing.
I washed my face today.
That's always the step one.
Right. Step one and sunscreen.
So tell me a little bit about your show, Spice Spice Baby.
Yeah. I feel like everyone's been saying like spice, spice, baby, like a little spice to it. Well, it's really like a love letter to my mom. She taught me how to cook. But it's just like an ode to my Black and Puerto Rican culture. And it features recipes that are like very near and dear to my life, like through different chapters of my life. So like my 20s, like growing up, it's dishes from when I was growing up. And it's just like, it's just like a love letter to the different chapters of my life and Maryland, where I'm from, being Black and Puerto Rican, my mom, and all of that.
Yes, yes. And so, you talked about this being like a love letter to your mom. And I
Mhm.
love that because I know all of us, like most people, when they're introduced to cooking, it's all through family, right?
Yes.
For
Yeah.
me, I remember being stuck in the kitchen with my grandma and my mom, opening beans, cutting the leaves and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it's like, I love that you said that this is like a love letter to her because I feel like that's where most of us always originate cooking from. Those
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely is like my mom, like she was a single mom growing up. And like, I feel like every mom is like this. Like she was so effortless in the kitchen. Even when she would tell me now, because I went home a couple weeks ago, and she was like, "Ow, I was tired every night." Like, and I was like, "Really?" I feel like you made like an amazing meal every night for us. She was like, "Yeah, I was tired though." So like, it's just, yeah, I get it all from her, and my love for cooking came from her.
definitely. And I want to kind of touch on that love for cooking. So when you realized you had a passion for it, what made you and what was that decision like when you decided to turn it into a career?
So it was a long, like, imposter syndrome kind of decision, just because. So I always loved cooking since I was young. And outside of high school, I wanted to go to culinary school. And my mom was like, okay, girl, like, hold on. She was like, love that you love cooking, but like, I really want you to go to a 4-year. And so I went to Hampton. It was like the best decision of my life. Like I can talk about HBCUs all day, but it was just, I majored in public relations and marketing. And my mom was like, okay, after school, if you still like cooking, we can consider culinary school.
Right.
Graduated, and then I was like, oh, it's $40,000 for culinary school. I was like, I'm already in debt. I was like, I can't do this. And I was like, I don't want to ask my mom to like pay. Like, it was just like a very long, like drawn out process. And so I just continued to teach myself. Like I did cooking classes, YouTube. My mom would be on the phone with me, teach me different recipes. And then in 2017, I was like, I think I'm going to do something for myself.
Mm.
And I didn't know how to work a website. I didn't know how to build one. Squarespace was my best friend. So I started a food blog just to be like, I have to get this creativity out. And I just want to see, like, it's just my passion. And then really, it didn't pop off for me until the stay-at-home order, because
Mm,
everyone was home and they had to cook. So
mm.
people were like, oh, like you cook. So I just started posting more every day. And mind you, I had my food blog for at least 3 years at that point and no traction until the stay-at-home order. And so then I started making money and I was like, I'm gonna quit. So so that's like the long story short.
What I love about that is because I feel like a lot of people, when you mentioned for 3 years, it wasn't getting any traction and it basically wasn't bringing any income. And
Yeah.
most people would stop. So it shows that like when you're truly passionate about something and you really know that that's what you really want to invest your time into, regardless of the traction or it bringing monetary value, you
Yeah.
still push through it because that
Right.
is your passion.
Yeah. And it definitely, there was like a lot of start and stops for sure. Cause I was like, no one's coming to my food page. But I was just like, I just have to keep putting myself out there because this is what I love. And I knew in the back of my head, I was like, I want to do this full time one day. I don't know when that day is going to come, but so yeah.
And, in the beginning, you touched on it, a lot of the recipes that you make are like an ode to you being Black and Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So how much of an influence do you feel like your Afro Latina roots have on the recipes that you do create?
Oh my God, for sure. Well, I feel like not even like definitely my background, because my dad is well, my mom's an amazing cook. My dad is an amazing griller. Like he can grill
Oh,
his ass off. Like he is great. But it's more so just like where my parents grew up, like Maryland, like everything that like came from my childhood affects the food I make. So it's like in Spice Spice Baby, there's a recipe for crab cakes. I'm from Maryland. So it's like, and every Maryland person knows how important crab cakes are. So it's like, it's just, I think it's just from different walks of life from growing up. And like my parents are from Brooklyn. So it's like, I have a lot of that influence just from them being from Brooklyn. I would go every holiday all the time to New York. So it's like, it's more like a culmination of like everything that goes into my recipes.
I'm a little ashamed to admit I've never had a crab cake.
Ever?
Ever.
What? Wait, are you in New York?
No, well, I'm in Jersey, so
Same,
things are
same
adjacent.
thing. But like New York is really not known for like seafood. So like I get it. You gotta go to Maryland. You gotta go to Maryland because
No?
everywhere else has filler and crab cakes, and we don't do that in Maryland.
Oh, y'all keep it authentic.
We keep the crab cakes and minimal filler. No, not a lot of breadcrumbs. Yeah. Mm.
I do love crabs, so you know, I might have to take you up on that offer.
Yeah, you gotta, if anything, you gotta go to Baltimore because Baltimore is like, that's where known for crabs.
Okay, I'm gonna put that on my list of things to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So, as we talked about, food is one of those things that brings people together in a variety of ways, right? But when you think about food and you think about cooking, what does it mean to you?
So for me, cooking is love made edible. I always say that. My mom really always said that to us growing up because it's like going back to my mom, she was a single mom, but she knew she had to put food on the table. And I thought every meal was like amazing. And I think I loved because it was me, her, and my brother. And we would just sit around at the dinner table laughing, talking about our day. And I just really remember that growing up. So for me, like as I got older, I think more so what I love about food is how it brings people together. And like you're laughing over dishes and you're just like talking about love, like life, jobs, all of that. So for me, it's like, I think food is the medium, but like really my mission is like bringing people together. So it's like, but food is like the medium of how it all happens.
You know, I feel like you kind of touched on it, you know, food being that medium. What do you want to accomplish with this show? Like, what do you want viewers to see when they see this show? What do you want them to see about you?
Like that food, that whatever they make, it's achievable. Like you can truly make any dish you want. Like I am not a Michelin star chef. I appreciate that for sure. But it's like, I want people to take away that like they can truly cook anything. And I want them to look at me like, oh, like she can do it. Like I can do it. So I want people to feel like it's easy and achievable and it's good recipes that you can even make for yourself, for a new boo, for your mom, for your dad. So it's all of that. I just really want it to be achievable for everyone.
Definitely. And keep the spice going.
And keep the spice. And we have some cocktails in the show too.
Oh, you know, I love a good drink.
I love the cocktail. They're like, what do you, I was like, let's make Aperol spritzes. Like, let's make all of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm looking out for that episode.
Yeah. That's a brunch episode.
So tell me, what's your go-to meal? For me, a rice and chicken. I'm Haitian. So rice and some chicken.
Obviously I'm Black and Puerto Rican. So like mine is rice and chicken as well. I make it on the show. I make it os con pollo, but like that is like honestly rice. Like rice for me is like everything.
Literally.
With a lot of gravy. Like give me like chicken or like oxtail over rice. Like give me all the gravy.
Yup. I was having a conversation with one of my friends and she was like, you know, rice is a side. I said, no, it's the meal.
No, it's the meal. It's the meal. I remember when a lot of my friends, they're not like they're just Black, but like they were like, you have rice with every meal. I'm like, yeah.
That's normal.
Don't know like a meal without rice. Like my mom's like, no, we're having rice. Like, what do you mean? So yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, girl, I just be like, y'all don't eat right. That's the problem.
Like rice is everything. I love rice.
So my next question is, what advice do you have to those who are a little intimidated when it comes to cooking or trying out new recipes? Like, what advice would you give to them?
Mess up. It is okay. It is okay to mess up. Cause like people are really intimidated by food, like the thought of cooking, but I'm always like, I still mess up to this day. Like I'm not perfect. Like sometimes like I oversalt or my steak isn't as medium as I want it to be because I'm like, I'm not paying attention or something like that. So it's like, I always say like, it is okay to mess up because with food, you can try again tomorrow. Like you're like, that rice dish didn't come out the way I wanted it to. So like, but you can try again tomorrow.
Definitely,
So
definitely.
I always say mess up.
Definitely. I definitely agree to that because I love cooking too. And I
Yeah.
can cook my behinds off, but I cannot bake. It's like, that's my
Oh,
kryptonite.
see, I'm a baker if I've been drinking. But the crazy part is when I was growing up, I used to want to be a baker. And
Oh,
it switched as I got older, but I was like a baker for a really long time. Like I would make cakes for my dad's cookout, so, but I switched as I got older. But I love baking when you have a little cocktail, it's fun.
see, I can't, cocktail or not, I burn everything. Like, I don't know
It's
what it
so
is.
exact though. That's what kills me. It's so exact.
Literally, literally. And my last question is, how would you describe your overall cooking style?
Easy and achievable. Easy,
Oh,
achievable, and spicy.
oh, okay. We always gotta bring it back to the spice,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. I love like my Instagram name is just add hot sauce because like I love hot sauce. So it's like, yeah.
Yes, yes. I love hot sauce on everything. And people are like, Rebecca, that's not normal. I'm like, nah, it needs a kick.
Like it's good on everything. Like I love hot sauce. Yeah. But yeah, easy, achievable, and a little spice.